I look at it now and it's like, wow. Seriously, I thought, if you were to ask me 8 years ago, I thought I was digging my own grave. My name is Mea Motu, and I am 32 years old. I have 5 children, and I am a professional boxer from Peach Boxing.
She holds 4 different national titles and is now eyeing up a world title opportunity. But no fight Mea Motu ever has inside the ropes will come close to the battle she's fought on the outside. A battle she could have never predicted, growing up in a loving and supportive family in a small community in Aotearoa's far north.
Oh, I love it. It's magical, I'll say. It's just me growing up as a kid, growing up in Kaitaia and Pukiporo. I grew up with the horses, the pigs, the land. I didn't have shoes. People had shoes. We didn't have shoes. We didn't need shoes. Waking up to fresh air and living in the nature. It was very family orientated. I thought everyone in my hometown was all my cousins, all my family, but they weren't. But that's how it was back then, yeah.
When Mea was 10, the family moved south to Auckland. She discovered boxing at age 13 and would soon meet her current trainer and Peach Boxing founder, Isaac Peach.
She was just bubbly and nice. Mea was a really sort of kind, generous, warm sort of person. She always has been. I was always drawn to Mea. Mea are very, I don't know, she's rough, I'm rough. We're in a Ponzi kind of a gym and we probably were outsiders in that sense.
Kindred spirits.
Yeah, I think so. I always liked Mea. I was always older than Mea, so I always kind of felt like I needed to look after Mea. And then we drifted apart.
For Mea, life had begun to change. At 17, she met her first boyfriend and future husband. Around a year later, she fell pregnant. Mea says things steadily began to deteriorate.
When I first got hit physically, I was kind of shocked, like, is this meant to happen?
From there, it only got worse.
I'll just get random beatings. Like, I could be sleeping in my bed and then I would get woken up like 3 in the morning and I would have like a hammer or a bat hidden to me because he's either intoxicated or drugged off his face. I don't know. And I always thought, okay, it's because he's not being himself. The drugs have overcome him or the alcohol's consumed him. So that's not his true feelings. So I thought that with being with him when he was really good to me, that's his natural self. But when he's intoxicated and stuff, so he's 2 different people. So I believed that he could change and that the only person that could help him, I thought, was me. And that's where I was trapped.
Trapped. And soon to be homeless. Living in a car with 2 young children, just trying to make it through each day.
Some days I would, I couldn't eat, and then I'd, make sure the kids had eaten. And, I remember living off, I was counting my pennies, counting my little coins, and I was like, fuck, what do I get? I just remember I had, $6 exactly. I just remember getting a bread, a drink, and chips, hot chips, and that was enough. And I made that last. So, yeah, it was pretty hard. It's stressful. I look back at it and I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? But I was so caught up in love. Honestly, people say that love is truly blind.
Eventually, though, Mea's eyes opened. She knew it was time to get out. But wanting that and doing it, given her partner's gang affiliation, were 2 very different things. Mea says even moving to Australia or finding a new partner didn't mean it was over for her or her children.
My daughter saved my life. She put her life in front of her father from him stopping to stab me. And my son has put his life to save me and keep me alive. And their dad will almost try to run him over because he was trying to run me over. So it's very torturous.
And she says it wasn't the only way in which her kids were her saving grace.
The only thing that kept me alive was that I need to stay awake for these kids. Like, I so wanted to give up. Like, I was like, every time I hit the concrete floor or whatever it was, I would be like, I wish I could just stay here and he just beats me to death and I don't have to ever wake up. But then there's like that little inch of me like, who's going to look after my kids?
The situation eased when Mea's partner was sent to prison. But it didn't mean the ordeal was over. It was only when she found a desire to return to boxing that true freedom followed. A desire that quickly led to an invite from Peach, who had set up a gym at his house in West Auckland.
One day she just turned up. Simple as that, she just turned up with her 2 babies and knocked on the door and said, I'm ready to train. She had a 4-month-old and a 1-year-old. She walked in and my wife's like, who the hell's this? I was like, Mea, come on, do you want some dinner?
As it turns out, it was a pivotal moment that, if not for her new partner, may not have happened.
I literally pulled up his driveway, like I parked right up front, and then I was like, I sat in the car, and then I rang my partner that I was with then, and I rang him and I was like, I don't want to go in, I'm going back home. He was like, just go in. He's like, no, you can't, you're not allowed to come home unless you go in. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do it anymore. So I got out of the car and walked in. I was like so nervous. I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. And then I walked out of it like, I can't believe I'm going to do this again. And then I walked home and the next day showed up and I was like, oh no, let's just give it a go.
But Isaac knew Mea was capable of much more. His immediate and unwavering belief created a mutual trust. Although with everything Mea had been through, it took time before she truly opened up.
When she started with me, her barriers were up in a sense of she was extremely tough about everything. And I think over the last 2 years, now she's a big sook, she's soft. But you know what I mean, like she was hard as hell and that was her way of protecting herself. And over the years, it probably started with us first and now probably a lot of the people in the gym, she's just Mea and she doesn't need to be tough anymore. And she can sort of let the guard down. It's
a healing process that, along with her coach and teammates, Isaac's wife Alina has played a key role in. Alina not only runs Mea's strength and conditioning, she now helps with her boxing training, bringing the pair even closer together.
Oh, she gave me a whole nother power. Like, she just, I don't know, she just put the icing on top of the cake, you know? I built a bond with her. I don't open up to people. I don't open up to random people, but I felt comfortable opening up to her.
And Alina says, having heard Mea's story, the hard times are clearly evident in her qualities as a boxer.
She's an absolute beast, physically and mentally. So she's tough as hell, so I think she can almost block out the physical pain. So I guess probably from her trauma, she can actually switch off from that and she can push really, really hard. And nothing's going to physically hurt her in that gym or in the ring.
It's the night Mea Motu.
And a benefit that's helped Mea win all 13 fights she's had since turning professional just 2 years ago. A record they believe has her in the mix for a world title shot in the very near future. Regardless of what happens though, Isaac knows Mea's journey so far is about more than just what she's achieved in the ring.
It's not boxing. Boxing comes, boxing goes. Boxing's going to be gone. Boxing might be gone for her in 3 years, it might be gone for her in 8 years, I don't know. But she knows that she's worth something, she can be something. She can be a fighter, she can run a gym, she can do whatever the hell she wants, man.
Right now, what Mea wants is to share her story. A story Alina believes can make a difference.
Especially in New Zealand with our gang culture and domestic violence, I think it's so important that other women hear her story and know that you either are or have been in that same situation, and that's not the end of the road for you. If you can get out of it, then that doesn't define you. And look what she's now done with her life. It's not saying that everybody has to go and become world champion or do like amazing things that make headlines, But just to be able to survive that, just to live a normal, happy life is such an amazing thing.
Once simply surviving, Mea Motu is now thriving, and she sees exactly how powerful that can be.
I want to help others. Like, if there's someone that's like stuck in my position, I wish they could hear me right now. And don't give up. Keep fighting for your life.
Because if you do, she says, you just never know what might be possible.
What it will mean to me to win a world title? I fought for my life and my happiness. That's what it will mean. That I overcame that darkness and I came to the light.
A light shining brighter and brighter as this mother of 5 leaves behind the fight of a lifetime.